2017 $329 iPad unboxing and first impressions coming up right now. Let's go. So what is up, guys? This is Nick here from Everything Tech, help you to master your technology, and welcome to the 2017 iPad. Now basically this is a $329 iPad. It's basically the tablet equivalent to the iPhone SE. So where Apple is doing here is they're making a budget, iPad, and I think they're trying to basically target those of you who are in education, maybe need an iPad for school, and you don't want to go buy a Pro model at $599. It might be a little bit out of your price point, and we can understand why. And this is really a pretty solid product. It's going to come with 32 gigabytes to start, and I believe it goes all the way up to 128 gigabytes, but that's a nice starting point. So there's no longer pretty much 16 gigabyte iPads, iPhones, any much in Apple's lineup here. Now it does say here includes iPad, lightning to USB cable, USB power adapter, and not all features are available in all areas. Additional information, visit apple.com/iPadCompare. Other than that, it's pretty much the same Apple box for iPad that we've been getting for years. Here you can see a picture of the iPad. I decided to go with the silver model here for this video. You can see Apple logo there and another iPad logo. So let's go ahead and rip this apart and see what we can get here. I don't know if I can get this with my hands. I might have to go grab my trusty knife. So say hello to my Michael Myers knife. We're going to go ahead and Michael Myers this box right now. So let's go ahead and open that right there. That should have come clean. Let's do another slit right here. And that's good there. So let me get that knife out of the way so we can go ahead and unbox it. So just as always, a very premium experience. Nice, this, I don't know what they call this, saran wrap or whatever they put around the iPad, but it feels really nice once it comes off. And we should reveal here ourselves the Apple iPad. Box is a little tight, so let's go ahead and open this up. Get a little shake action, shake and bake this iPad out of here. So it should come loose in just a second there. Alright guys, so there's just a little pull tab here when you get your iPad and you just pull it out like so. And you can see it looks pretty much like the iPad Air 2 as well as the iPad Pro that was just announced. You can see there is no flash here, but let's go ahead and give it the little swig. Oh, don't we love that sound of a new product? It's just a great sound, but it only lasts for about 2 seconds and then that's over. But right out of the gate, you can see it does have dual channel speakers. Well, at the bottom at least, not on the top here. But unlike the Apple iPad Pro, they're only on the bottom and you're not going to see any speakers up here on the top of your iPad, this 329 edition. I don't think that's going to be a big deal for most people though. Now putting the iPad off to the side, you can see if I go inside here, we do have our Designed by Apple in California booklet here. If we open this up, we're going to reveal ourselves, probably an iPad guy, how to use iPad. You can see right there, welcome to your iPad. You do get the iPad warranty information as well as some Apple stickers, which we all love, don't we? Don't we love us some Apple stickers? Well, you get them there for your iPad. So let's go ahead and put that over there. And you can see right here in the box is a lightning cable. You can add this to your collection of lightning cables if you own plenty of Apple devices. You can also buy these all over the place now, so you can just add that to your collection. And the Apple wall charger. So there is the Apple wall charger. It does charge the iPad relatively well. It's not a fast charger, but hey, it works and gets the job done. This iPad should be similar to the other iPads in the fact that it will have about 10 hours of battery life, so that's good stuff there. Alright, so let's go ahead and power the iPad up for the first time, and you could see right here and talk a little bit about it. So this iPad doesn't have the display laminated to the display, so that's the first thing I want to talk about. You can see there's a little gap between the display, but that's not really a problem because the first iPad Air had that same, display type. It's not an issue, it's just, probably a little bit lower quality than what you're going to find on the laminated displays like on the Air 2 as well as the iPad Pro. So that's a little bit of a downgrade there. Let's just go through this process really quickly here. Let me punch my codes in and I'll be right back. So you can see we are now about to get into the iPad, and like I was saying about the display, this is not a, laminated display, but it's still a retina display that comes in at 2048 by 1536, giving you a total resolution of 264 pixels per inch. So it's the same density. So in terms of the sharpness of the screen, you're not going to see much of a difference at all between this display and the one on the iPad Pro. The only thing you're going to get here that you're not, or on the Pro that you're not going to get on this device is the True Tone, which is useful, but I don't think it's necessary. You have to have it. Let's go to About here, and you can see to boot, they got 10.3 right out of the box. So if you buy a new iPad, you do have the latest iOS 10.3. But talking about a few other things here, you do have Touch ID scanner, so that makes its return here. And I think all the iPads have Touch ID scanners now. You do have a similar battery. It's a 32.4 watt hour battery, so that's a nice stuff here. Also, you do have the ability to shoot in a 1.2 megapixel camera, so very similar here on the iPad, you know, as the iPhone SE on the front. And powering all this stuff is Apple's A9 CPU, and it supports Bluetooth 4.2. So that's really nice here to see on the Apple iPad for $329. So also this device supports 802.11 AC Wi-Fi as well as BGN, obviously. So that's a really good thing here. That means your Wi-Fi speeds on this iPad Pro, if you're connected to a strong network, will be blazing quick. Also support for Bluetooth 4.2 and a 3-axis gyro sensor. So gaming is going to be solid as it always has been here for the Apple iPad here for 2017. Now, I think this is a solid upgrade over the Air 2 because it brings the A9 CPU, which is obviously a beast. The A8X in the prior iPad Air 2 was also pretty strong, but it's nowhere near the A9 in my personal experience. What are my first impressions? What do I think personally about this? Well, we have an 8 megapixel rear camera here on the iPad, but I mean, honestly, I have the iPad Pro. I bought it because I wanted the 12 megapixel camera. I wanted to use the iPad as a YouTube camera, and it would work well as a YouTube camera, but I didn't find myself using it as much as I initially thought I would. So this 8 megapixel f2.4 aperture camera is probably similar to like the iPhone 6's camera, but that's not a problem. I mean, we're not going to be taking too much iPad photos, I think, but that's just my personal take. You might differ, and if you're an iPad photographer, you really might want to check out the iPad Pro if you're an iPad photographer, because this one might disappoint you a little bit in the cameras. And it feels like any other iPad. I mean, the design is almost identical to the iPad Pro. It feels a little bit heavier than the Pro, maybe slightly thicker, so it's a little bit more bulky than the iPad Pro, but it's almost the same. It's still svelte. It still feels incredible in the hand. It still feels like a classic, genuine, high-quality Apple product. Some might say, well, they didn't laminate the display, so they're going backwards here with this iPad, but you got to remember, the iPad Air 2, even when it was at a cheap price point, it was like $399. This is starting at $329. So this is really trying to get iPad into the hands of a lot of users and consumers. Also, I think this is a move from Apple because the iPad market has been slowing quite a bit to bring some new life into the iPad market, get it in the hands of more people so they can experience, maybe upgrade later to a Pro. And I'm a Pro user and I really love that thing. I definitely wouldn't go to this one over the Pro, but if you're looking for something that's in a nice, price point, you will like this guy here in the iPad. So yeah, we're not going to talk too much more about the Apple iPad. I mean, it's an iPad. We know what this thing does. It's been around for a long time. It's a scaled up iPhone with some more powerful applications, you could say, for the iPad. Some of them are more optimized and you could get more work done, slightly better productivity than an Apple iPhone, bigger screen. It's a media powerhouse here. And we're going to be reviewing this guy, a full in-depth review, maybe a short review as well, maybe just one solid size review. Let me know what you guys want to see on the channel covering the 2017 iPad. Is it worth it? Should I buy the iPad here in 2017? Let me know what you guys want to see. Comment that down below in the description area. Did I just say that? Comment that down below in the comment section of this video. Nick here, help you to master your technology. If you enjoyed this content, please click the like button for me. Be sure to be well. I will catch you all in the next one, and peace.